Right then guys, before we start this video, if you want to grab our supplements, I believe it's the best supplement in the world for men. The link is down below. It's free shipping worldwide, and if you sign up monthly, you get a 10% discount. You can also get our course, Marathon Mindset, Framing, Life Setup, everything that you need to know about attracting women, setting your life up in the right way so that things come to you, how to make your life better. If you want to watch the existing content on the stream platform and the upcoming documentary Fatherless Generation, the link is below for that too. And of course, 1M House, which is a members club with houses all around the world where you guys can stay for an annual fee. The first house I can only reveal is going to be in Spain, launching very, very soon. It's now application only, but you can apply using the link below. Right then guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a little while because I've been out in Spain and I've got something for you guys actually, and I'm very happy. I've seen all the videos, I've seen everybody posting, I've seen everybody, you know, trying to use my larger audience to try and make themselves popular and try and get views and boost their own channel. I know what you're all doing. I know I'm that guy that goes out there and does everything he's ever said he's wanted to do. I know I'm the most ambitious guy in the world, and I know I also don't give a fuck. So you can all say whatever you want. Everybody can pick holes in things and say scammer and make up all this shit. Truth be told, you're doing nothing with your lives and you're pissed off. So I got some presents for you. So I've got a couple of eggs for you guys. For you guys out there that are going to have egg on your faces. Thought I'd beat you to the punch. Thought I'd get some for you. That's how kind we are at First Man. People say scammer. I'm supplying the facilities for you. So you can just straight on your face, egg on your face. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to be sending one of these out to everybody who made a video or left a comment. There it is, egg on your faces. And we're not done there, guys. I got more gifts for you coming. Oh, and what do we have here, guys? It smells like something. It smells delicious. What is it? Oh, reminds me of something. What do they call this? What does it smell of, guys? Let's have one more sniff. Oh, that's right. It's a freshly baked humble pie. This is for you guys. Freshly baked humble pie. Anybody want a slice? Let me know in the comments, okay? So we've bought a house. We're ready to roll in a couple of weeks. We get the keys and everything. So we've bought it. We're ready to launch. There's nothing left to be said. I'm just that guy that says things and does things. Everybody can talk shit as much as they want. Actions speak louder than words. So, yeah. If you've been an absolute fucking moron of a man who doesn't deserve to be alive on this planet, who's gone, I've watched a YouTube video on First Man being a scammer. I think it's true. And yet you haven't looked at the history of every single thing I've ever launched has been successful and has gone out into the world, and you'll believe in what people put out there. I don't want you as a member. That's why we got application only, so I can go, no, don't want that guy. We're going to turn that person down. Because at the end of the day, guys, we said we were going to do something. And in about 45 days, we've done it. And we've got a ridiculous house. I cannot wait to show you. We've briefly told the members in the WhatsApp group. We've said, look, we've got a house. We said, it was quite interesting, actually. We said, guess where it is. Whoever's closest, and somebody did guess it, but whoever's closest, we gave them a few clues. We said whoever's closest will pay for your flights out there. Somebody commented, oh, Chris and Alex getting called scammers non-stop, and yet in this chat they're paying for people's flights. We were like, we literally talk about this every single day. We were walking around Spain where we bought the first house. And me and Alex were just saying to each other, like, what is wrong with these people? We're like, Jesus, like we're getting called scammers and we're literally out here buying them a mansion. Like, it's absolutely insane what, you know. But I know it's just hate. It's just pure hate. People don't like it. Do you know what? People loved it in the early days when I was broke in a garage. People were like, oh, yeah, this is great. This guy's relatable. He's similar to me. You start putting on some muscle, you start getting results, and then all of a sudden people making up rumors about you and stuff like that. Apparently, I work for Ocado as a delivery driver. Well, if I work for Ocado, then you lot should work for Ocado because they pay hundreds of thousands per year and they allow you about 365 days off per year. So, you know, you guys should sign up immediately because it's the best job in the world. But let's get straight into the video, guys. I hope everyone's enjoyed the egg on the faces and the humble pie, though. It's going to be delicious. I cannot wait. I'm at the point in my life, guys, where I just don't give a fuck. Outside of YouTube, we're absolutely killing it. We're doing everything we ever wanted to do. Business is thriving. I'm happier than ever. I don't think I'd do YouTube for much longer than a year. There's no real need. So, you know, it's clear to me that everything that I taught people, they really didn't take the advice because everybody's still broke. So I'm just sat here thinking, what's the fucking point? You know, I might as well take the best of the best, do 1M House and just hang out with those guys. Do you know what I mean? And bridge this out into the real world. Because in truth, I'm kind of pissed off. You brought out the old Chris. You brought out the one that, you know, would say the C word a lot and put it in the title. You know, stop being a cunt. Do you remember that video? You brought out that one again. Because at the end of the day, guys, I've taught some of you for 5-6 years and you don't have £3,000 lying around. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, everybody's broke. Honestly, the emails I've had and messages I've had, everybody's broke. And like I always say to you guys, I tell you what you need to know, not what you want to hear. I'm that guy. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm just telling you the truth at every stage of the way. A lot of you don't have dads. You don't have older brothers. So I need to tell you the truth. You're a fucking waste of space. What are you doing? If I've given you videos for 5-6 years and explained to you how to make money, how to save money, go and get a factory job, work every hour possible, work weekends, work bank holidays, work Christmases, whatnot, save it up. By the time you're 25, you'll have about 200,000 saved up in the bank. And people are struggling with £3,000. Like, come on, let's work, let's hustle, let's get up. And then I see people in the nicest new clothes with cars and finance and stuff. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like, nobody's taking this advice seriously. So I'm like, I'm just wasting my time. Why am I doing this for free? I don't even get paid off the ads. I haven't even put that on. Like, why don't I just go and run my businesses full time and take the best of the best with me? And that's how it feels right now. I'm kind of pissed off. So, yeah, enjoy the humble pie though, guys. For those of you who doubted, because once again, I did it again. I said something 45 days ago, and 45 days later, I've done it. Like, It's mildly irritating that people doubt it every single time. If I said to everybody right now, I'm going to make a song and it's probably going to go to #1, the amount of hate I'd get would be incredible. But I guarantee I'd fucking do that as well. It's just, some people are just good at everything because of their mindset. Like, go to the gym, you train the hardest. I box, I hit the hardest. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a mentality thing. So, the purpose of this video, guys, even though we're about 9 minutes in and I don't give a fuck. If anybody's bored, then unsubscribe. But this is about my confidence building methods. Now, I'm one of the most confident men in the world. I truly believe that. I've not met any other people that are at that level. So, why am I like this? Why I'm like this is because I've never really given a shit. Okay, #1, I don't really care about anything. I truly think I'm very slightly tapped. But that's from my past and some of the things I've been through. So, that's probably why. But I've always said to you guys, confidence isn't real. Confidence is just a state that you're left in when all the other shit doesn't remain, and that's what I don't have. I don't have the anxieties. I don't have the fears. I don't have the what if nobody likes me. But like, I genuinely don't give a shit. You know. So, this is kind of what I do. I broke it down for you guys, and I realized what I do on a daily basis that kind of probably has contributed to who I am. You know, I could go back and whatever, you know, little events in my life and whatever, and, you know, and stuff like that. But I'm going to do what I'm doing on a daily basis now because you can't go back and change certain things. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm going to go through these for you. So, #1, something that I do is voice notes instead of texts for men and women. Now, I will text, you know, as well, but I try and do voice notes or calls, because I think it keeps you sharp when you're talking to human beings all the time. I think it gives your voice projection, especially with women. If you want to message a woman for the first time and you're just like, hey, how are you? Everybody's doing that. Whereas if you're jumping on a voice note and you're like, hey, how you getting on? You okay? Thought we could set something up. Let's go for dinner Saturday. That's so much more confident and powerful than just, hey, a little text. She's like, he's the same as everybody else. Do you know what I mean? So, and even if it doesn't work, those butterflies in your stomach the first few times you do it and you're like, oh, I feel good actually. You know, I feel powerful. It's like if you approach a woman and she rejects you, you still get a confidence boost afterwards. It makes the next one easier and the next one easier. So, You know, using voice notes instead of text for men and women is massive throughout the day. The second thing that I do, and, you know, don't do this for sexual purposes with women, just do this in general with men, women, everybody, all ages. Just compliment other people all day. Just say stuff about them, notice stuff, and just compliment them. It really boosts you up, because then you're not worried about what you look like and what, like, it's strange. You're almost like boosting other people up, and you're giving yourself that reciprocated boost. It's not to receive anything. Like, you probably won't receive anything. You know what it's like? You say to a woman she's beautiful. She's not going to say, "Oh, and you're really handsome." She's just like, "Oh, thanks, bye." Do you know what I mean? But and don't use that compliment. What I'm saying is, you know, mate, your gym work's really paying off. You say that to somebody, right? Me and my business partner were on a holiday, and I was like, "Your tan looks sick." I was like, "It's like that golden brown." I was like, "It looks good on you, man." Like, those sort of things. I do that all day to everybody, to various different people. It could be a woman who's 65 years old, and I'm like, "You smell amazing." It's genuine, but I do that to everyone throughout the day. And I think it has an effect. It rubs off on you. Next up is avoid isolating habits. So stuff like gaming, and look, I'll break this down, okay, because there's two versions. So let's say gaming and also like reading is an isolating habit, okay? Here's why it's different. Because gaming you're going to have to do in the house. People could be silly and be like, "Yeah, but you're socializing on a mic." It's not the same, because you're behind, you know, like you're not being seen. It's different. But gaming, as much as it's a social thing, it's very isolating because you're in a room on your own. Whereas something like reading, I can do that at a cafe. So I did it recently. I grabbed a book, went down a cafe, sat there reading through this book, and loads of people come up to you and they ask you what you're reading, what you're doing, and you're in a public place. You know, it takes a little bit of confidence to sit in a place like that, or at least once you get rid of the anxiety, the depression, the fears and whatnot, you give the aura of confidence. That's what you need to wrap your minds around, guys. Confidence isn't like, "Oh, this is this thing that I've got." It's just a state that you're in that has a label, which is confidence, but it's not a real thing. You know, so with gaming, you're going to be sat in behind a screen. You know, if you're working from home, you're an entrepreneur and you've got a computer, get a laptop and get out, you know, go and sit somewhere and work. It's completely different. So avoid isolating habits, okay? FaceTime in public. So I learned this from using cameras in public and walking around and going, "Okay, guys, today we're gonna doing some vlogs in the gym and stuff." That really boosts your confidence. And what you find is people come over and go, "I wish I was as confident as you. What are you doing?" Like, "Oh, I wish I had this." That's so interesting. Like, you think everyone's going, "What a prick, what a dickhead, this guy's weird." They're not. They're actually admiring you, which is strange. So FaceTiming in public. So like, call people and just walk around with the phone up. Like, it's another confidence boosting habit because you're doing that publicly. It also counts for talking loudly in public as well. When people are in public, they're like, "Yeah, well," they're like, "Well, there's people around, isn't there? I don't want to." Who cares? Be loud. When I'm with people, I'm at restaurants and other people are listening to my conversations. I know they are. I don't care. I still say whatever I want. And I can see the people I'm with are like kind of looking around and whatnot. I don't care about that. I'm just focused on the conversation, talking about what I want to talk about. Next up is get out on your own, whether that's reading, working, etc., ordering a drink. And why I put ordering a drink on here is because I think this is such a confidence boosting activity. Let's say you go to a cafe and you speak with volume. You walk up on your own. They're like, "Yeah, what can I get you?" And there's loads of people around. There's people in the queue. And you're like, my favorite drink. You're like, "Can I get a matcha latte, please?" But you say it loudly and you're like, "Thank you very much." You pay. You're like, you walk to the sides and whatever. You know, and they're serving someone else and you're like, "See you again." Do you know what I mean? You almost just take the place over. You're doing that on your own. It's completely different to being with like 10 guys. You go in there with like 5 friends, or you got your girlfriend with you. It's easy to be loud, but you know, if you're on your own, that's very hard to do. You know, like I said, go out on your own, read a book, go out on your own and work on your laptop, go out on your own. And like, you will be forced to talk to people. You want food, you want a drink, you want a public transport, you're going to have to speak to people. That's going to make you way more confident than sitting in the house and waiting for somebody to go with. You know, I used to go out on my own on nights out. I actually met one of the guys that's in the 1M House Members Club. we actually met on a night out. I didn't realize till a few weeks ago, but we actually met. I've met loads of guys out, but you know, we were talking about this recently, and he was like, "Who you out with?" I was like, "I'm on my own," and we were talking about this the other day, and it's a powerful thing to do, guys, because I'll just go up to the bar, I'll sit there, glass of wine, whatever, and people gravitate to you. You know, it helps that I've got a big YouTube channel because guys are like, "Oh, are you Chris from First Man?" or whatever. That, you know, engages in a conversation. But guys who don't know you will be like, what's your gym routine and stuff like that. Like, I've had guys like grab my back and be like, "What's your back workout?" I've had guys get a little bit drunk and just want to chat to you and whatever. I've had girls come over and talk and be like, "Why are you on your own? What are you drinking? Like, have you just gone through a divorce or something? Why are you sat on your own?" I've had a girl come over and ask me if I was the local drug dealer. I have no idea what that was about. There was some pickup line or some shit. I've had got loads of girls come over and say, "My friend likes you." You know, I think it's like, I'll suss him out. Do you know what I mean? Let me see first. And then they come over and you're hanging out with them. I've met couples who are like, "Hey, come out with us, enjoy yourself," you know, and I've met like groups of guys that are like, "Why don't you hang out with us tonight?" It's not as scary. Once you've done it, you're like, "Oh, it's not really a problem." Next up is challenges. It's one of my favorite ever TED Talks. And what this guy did is what this guy did is he went into the middle of the street and he just led down, and he was like, for the first 10 seconds it was scary, and then after like 30 seconds or a minute, he was like, all that fear went away and people just walked past him in the middle of the street. They're just like, "Who cares what this guy's doing?" He called them like social challenges or something like that. You know, you have to test yourself all the time. There's certain things like just walking down the street and just start singing quite loudly, or, you know, start dancing. Like, you can do all these things. You might want to do it with a friend and you test each other and you're like, "Hey, do this, do that." That'll get you past social anxiety because you're like, it's not a problem. It's really not, you know, it's not really an issue. Like having a full-blown conversation in a quiet place on your phone, like I would be now at this volume. Everybody's listening. You say certain things and people start sniggering and laughing. Who cares? We were in Marbella recently having a meal, and we were talking about 1M House basically and what we're doing moving forward and what we're going to do with the house. And there was this guy next to us, obviously really rich, and he was laughing at us. He's probably way richer than we are, and we were just like, "We don't care. Like, let's just continue talking loudly." And he was sat there listening in. One house. Wow, like so impressive. That's pathetic. Mate, I don't care. I literally don't care. I'll just chin you with an uppercut and throw you in the fucking ocean. Like, it's not really a problem for me. I'm not worried. It's like, what a baby. Do you know what I mean? What an absolute baby of a man to sit there and just be like, somebody's laughing at somebody else's accomplishments. Just take your tiny penis and go and pay the bill and fuck off out of here. It's just, there's some weird people out there, but you just got to go, who cares? I'm just not bothered by it. Next up is social media superstar mode, and I spoke to you guys about this recently. Just stop looking at people on social media. So I post on social media and then I uninstall it. And what you got to stop doing is being like, "Oh, look at that guy getting out of the sea and he's jacked. You know, look at that woman like twerking to music and then she's doing a little smile at the end and a wink to the camera." No, just stop watching it, because it makes you start thinking people are up here and you're down here. Like, I've done it. People have filmed me and we've walked through certain environments. It makes you look like a superstar. You don't look like that on a daily basis. Do you know what I mean? With the music dropping on, it's so different. Cillian Murphy is a good example of this. He isn't aware of, he's not on social media and he's very private. People say things to him like, "Oh, do you know who this is? Do you know who that character is? Do you know what this meme is, this trend?" And he's like, no. He has no idea. And he's one of the most confident men in the world. It really helps because that shit gets inside your brain. Starts making you double think stuff. "Oh, I don't want to end up on World Star." Do you know what I mean? Do you remember that back in the day? You can avoid all of that. You can avoid all of that by avoiding most of social media. Next up is holding eye contact in conversations with men and women, not in an aggressive way, but just holding it as long as you can without it being weird, you know, just talking to people. You can practice that on a daily basis with friends, family, whatever. Like, really boost your confidence, because after 2-3 seconds, and after 2 seconds of the conversation ending, you do get a fear in your mind. You sit there and you think, shit, like, oh, should I look away? And then, they kind of look away and you go, oh, it's normal. Like, it's very normal to just hold eye contact. You don't have to do it every time, but I'm just saying it is very, very normal. How you speak about yourself. I spoke about this I went on Rob Lipsett's podcast for the second time recently. You should be able to watch it soon, guys. It'll be a great one. It felt really good. How to speak about yourself. So I always describe myself as like a bald-headed, big-eared guy. And I always said, oh, I'm ugly. I don't think, I always said these things in the past. And I realized I was like, I'm really sexy. I don't care what anybody thinks of that. I don't care what anybody says. I think I'm sexy. I think I'm a great catch. I think I'm somebody that other people would want to hang around, spend time with, learn from. I think I'm somebody that women would want to be with, date, marry, etc. Like, I don't see why not. And I've started to say these things to myself probably for the last year and be very positive about everything that I do. So when I talk about my businesses and stuff like that now, instead of kind of like holding back, I'm very much like, we've smashed it. In that short space of time, look what we've done, look what we've accomplished. I think that sort of stuff is so important because it's almost like repetition in your mind. The more you say it, the more you're going to believe it. So if you believe that about yourself, you're going to carry a different aura. I don't think it's good to do. It's a very British thing. It's called self-deprecation, where you keep putting yourself down and you go, oh, it's easy for me to say. Those sort of like little phrases that belittle you, and you go, not that I would know. Like, I just think you got to stop that. I think you got to stop that. Like, I've noticed the kids of rich kids don't do that. All the guys that I've been around that come from wealthy families, they don't do that because they've had no reason to ever feel like they weren't good enough. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't think it helps you. Next up is good habits equate to positive feedback. So if you're always doing the right things, let's say you're going to the gym, you're eating healthy, you're taking care of your skin and stuff like that, like, you're going to look good. You're going to look good. And you're going to get good compliments. You're going to get positive results. That's going to boost your confidence. If you're always taking pride in your appearance, you're dressing well, you feel good about yourself, like, that's going to lead to better results. If I went up on stage to do a speech and I was dressed in like a hoodie and old trainers and, I hadn't slept properly for 2 weeks and I'd masturbated a few hours before the speech, I'd probably be a little bit nervous. But because I know I'm like, I've had a great few years in a row, I'm like, this is going to go great. This is going to go well. I know it is because everyone here is no different than anybody I've met in the last few years who also said, hey, you're really good at this. You're really good at speaking. That's my positive feedback, is that because I'm at the top of my game all the time, I'm getting good results all the time. I'm taking pride in my appearance. I'm taking pride in my businesses, in everything that I do. That is positively feeding back to me all the time, which gives me no reason to believe things aren't going to go well. It gives me no reason to believe if I go over and talk to that woman right now that she's not going to give me her number. And even if she's got a boyfriend, she's going to go, I would, but do you know what I mean? So I'm just going to be like, yeah, all right, cool. Like, I just don't think there's going to be negative results. So without holding that in my mind, because of my positive feedback in the last few years, I just know it's going to go well. Like, if somebody said to me right now, look, get in an F1 car, drive around this track, do you think you'll be okay? I'll be like, yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine. Because, like, I know I'm in shape. I know I'm strong. I know I've got, like, a strong neck. I know I've got good motor skills. I'm well slept all the time. I'm well hydrated. So I'm like, I'll probably be fine. I've got good eyesight. Like, I just don't see that it's going to be an issue. I've been driving my car with no errors for like 10 years, not had an accident. Well, about 13 years, no accidents. I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine. It might spin out and whatever, but I'm sure I'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel really safe. So there's a lot. Like, girls used to ask that question, do you think you could land a plane? And I was like, yeah, I definitely could. If I've got the headphones on and somebody's talking to me and saying, press this button, do you see this button, bring it down, level it out. I've got enough experience of other things that I think I could pull that off. And I don't care how delusional people think that is. I think believing you can is about 80% of it. I think it gets you very close. The people that I've seen that are good at things, they're not actually that talented. They're not actually naturally that good, and they make mistakes, but they go, no, I've got this, I'll be fine. And they step up with such confidence that it works. Like, if you ever thrown something fragile And they're like, you ready? You're going to catch it? You kind of throw it and you kind of like waywardly, it's not on target. Whereas if you like throw something like a squidgy ball, you're going to be like, yeah, catch. And you're going to throw it with a lot more confidence. That is everything that you do in life. Everything that you do in life needs to be that squidgy ball where you go, I think this is going to work. I think I'm going to be great at this. You just don't let those negative thoughts seep in the first place. And, you know, keeping testosterone high really helps as well. But these are kind of like, this is kind of how I live on a daily basis. I'm not having like 3 days in the house on my own, eating shit food, drinking a few beers. Oh, I don't feel like going outside. Like, I don't get to that point. It's like at any given moment, somebody could be like, outside now, there's a street party, you got to do a speech, and I'd be like, yep, I'm on it. What's the speech about? Just a street party. Sure, I'll come up with something. Do you know what I mean? I'd jump up there and go, guys, I've been asked last minute to do a speech about this street party. Hope everyone's having a good time. You know, I don't even know what this is about, but I'm fucking delighted to be here. Like, I'm underway. Do you know what I mean? Let's all have a great time tonight. Let's all come together. That's what I love about this area, the community feel. You know, there's no better place to be in the world. Let's get the tunes going. Let's get, like, you can just do it top of your head. Like, it's not really an issue because I stay ready 24/7. I don't have days where I go, oh, I don't feel good about myself. It just, I don't ever let that seep in because I stay on top of shit. You know, if I woke up and I was like, I feel bad about myself, I'd be like, why? Okay, you feel bad about yourself because your skin doesn't look good, you're tired, and you haven't been to the gym for a week. Well, guess what? I'm going to go to the gym twice that day. I'm going to do a full skincare routine. I'm going to go to bed at 9. Okay, I wake up the next day, problems like 40% fixed. Like after a week, oh, it's completely solved. Like, it's that easy to fix things, but nobody does anything about it. Now, if you stay on top of it permanently, you know, you're always sub 12% body fat. You're always in shape. You're always dressed well. You're always on top of your money because you're not some moron that goes out and spends fucking $3,000 on strippers. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're always going to be ahead of the curve. You're always going to be like, when I used to play football, if I had gone out and had a few beers with the boys and missed training that week, I'd turn up on the pitch and I'd be like, oh, I'm nervous. And this is when I discovered it when I was young. If I had eaten to perfection, if I had drank perfectly all week, and I had been training my ass off, doing hill sprints and everything, I'd been doing my stretches, and I'd go into bed early, I would turn up on that pitch on a Saturday, Sunday, and I'd be like, I'm going to destroy everybody today. My body just felt different. I knew what was coming. I was like, you're all going to get destroyed. I just know what's going to happen. That's life. You're as confident as your preparation, but if you stay ready, you're always confident. Do you see what I mean, guys? You don't have those fears and anxieties because you know you belong at that highest level. But that's some of my tips. That's how I stay on top of it. I do things that challenge me. I do things that should scare me. You know, I always keep it at that high level. Oh, we've got to have a talk. Yeah, let's go. It's never like, oh, but I'm not good at that, so I'll stay. There is nothing that can scare me because I do it all on a daily basis every day. Does that make sense? So I'm going to end it there, guys. It's nice to be back. Enjoy the eggs and the humble pie. You know, I took hours slaving over that, putting all that together. So I hope everybody enjoys it. You know, I hope it's very delicious. If you need some more, let me know. I'm happy to serve it on a daily basis. And I'll speak to you guys soon.